Hey, what's up, dudes? HW here. I got to address the rumors. I got to address the internet rumors. Did I sell out? Did I become a sellout? I posted this video on the last video I posted was about the Headrush Prime. It was a Headrush Prime, launch video, and they sent me a unit, and I checked it out, and I put in this disclosure. Check it out. Well, hello there. Full disclosure, this is not a sponsored video, but Headrush did reach out to me. They said, HW, we have something we think you may be interested in. Can you do a video on it? To which I replied, if you have a capture tech, please send me the unit. I will do a video. I don't accept money for videos, though, and I want you to know that because these are my opinions. I don't like working with brands in that way. It's not something I'm interested in doing, but I am very involved in this space and checking out all of these digital things. So in terms of money, I am receiving no compensation for this video. These opinions are all my own, except Headrush did give me the unit, and I'm not sending it back. Now, I put in that disclosure because, I always want people to know what my relationship is with a company. And I'll give you even more full disclosure, right? Because I didn't make it 100% clear there. The initial offer to me was, do you want to check out this unit? How much is your fee to do a video? And I said, I won't charge you if it's a thing that I think would really fit my channel. Just send me the unit. And that got a bunch of people all upset. It got a bunch of people in my comments. It got a bunch of people saying you're a shill. How dare you say you are being paid? It's unethical. And I guess I look, everyone's criticism of me is and getting the unit for free and then saying it's not a sponsored video. All the criticism I'm receiving is based on my accurate and transparent disclosure. So to the people calling me not ethical, and there's one guy who's like, that's not how ethics works, blah, blah, blah. To the people calling me not ethical, it's certainly not unethical for me to receive something for free, make a video on it, and say, hey, by the way, I've received this for free. Now, maybe I should have been a little clear with my words. I did not receive any cash or cash equivalents. I just got the unit. And look, I have received some free gear from time to time. So I have received, I believe, 6 items for free in my 6-year YouTube career. 3 of those items were over $1,000. None of them over $2,000, but $1,500, $1,000, $12. This unit was $1,200. So 3 items have been that. And then I received, I think, just a handful of items. Oh, I did get a free Tonex. They sent me one, and then they sent me some to give away. And I've given those away. And I still have one more to give away. Actually, I need to do that. And it's just sitting in the box. And then other people have sent me, things that might be like $20, $30. And so sometimes those are borderline promotional items, right? Could be the type of thing you'd give away anyway as some sort of a promotion. But hey, they're cool. I appreciate free stuff. One guy sent me like knobs one time, or like a screen protector that he sold for the Kemper. I've gotten things like that. And that's cool. I always just tell people, yeah, maybe I'll check it out. I got a free, the guy at Kemper Amp Skins, Ken, he sent me a free faceplate thing for my Kemper. Those types of things, right? Sir has not sent me a guitar. Gibson's not like, what I'm saying? Like, I'm not getting free stuff at that level. I'm not Rhett Shull. I'm not Rick Beato, bro. Brands are really just not lining up to give a channel with 30,000 subs a ton of, a bunch of money and stuff. But let's define some terms here. When I say it's not a sponsored video and none of my stuff's sponsored, what I really mean there is that I'm not I'm not Pete Thorne. I'm not Sean Tubbs. Those guys provide a service. What is their service? Well, if I'm a pedal manufacturer and I make a pedal, I can go to Sean Tubbs or Pete Thorne or maybe Brett Kingman or one of those guys, and I can say, hey, can you demo my pedal? How much is that? And they'll get back to you and they'll say, oh, it's $1,000. It's $800. I don't know what they charge. I really don't. And I'm sure there's units they refuse because they don't like it or they don't have anything good to say about it or whatever. And I'm sure there's stuff, they have relationships with brands, they might make more or less. I have no idea. But I know they'll say, all right, I keep the gear and I get paid this much. And then their job is to show the pedal for what it does, right? Their job's not to say, I think you should buy this. I don't think it's as good as the other thing. I don't think it's a great deal. And that's not what the companies want them to do. The companies give them some messaging. And the messaging is usually, hey, here's the features of the pedal. And so it's like, these are things we think are great about the pedal. We'd like you to highlight it. And then those guys might craft a piece of music, or they show what it does well. That's the point. It's a demonstration, right? It's not really even a review so much. There are other channels that do reviews. I actually don't really do demos at all. I don't really do reviews. Sometimes I guess I do a review when a new unit comes out, and I guess that's a review of the head rush, but it's not a demonstration. I mean, they sent me a list of things, and the Capture Tech is one of like 6 units they are talking about. That entire video is about the Capture Tech and the things I like about the head rush. I don't hit on most of the points. It's just what I thought was cool about it. And what I mean is, like, I'm not considering their messaging, and I'm not approving it with them. I'm not giving them my content ahead of time. They're not determining what goes into my content. So in that way, it's not a promotional video. Maybe that's the word I should have used. I guess, I got the unit, but here's my question to people. The real reason Sean Tubbs and Pete Thorne and stuff want to keep those units is because they're not a shipping company. I'm not gonna look, I'm not running to UPS and wasting 2 hours of my time when I could be editing a video, doing stuff. Like, this is my business. This is what I do. I appreciate the unit. It's great. What am I gonna do? I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna use it. I can't eat the unit. I can't call the bank and say, hey, I got this unit. Does that cover my mortgage? It doesn't. And I had some other criticisms of people saying, hey, of course you're going to review it favorably. There was this idiot in the Helix group, and I'm calling him an idiot because his arguments just made no sense. I tried to reason with the guy, but he was calling me a liar and calling me a paid shill. And, it's just not the way to treat people, especially because I'm in those Facebook groups, right? I'm not Red Show. I'm not Rick Beato. There's no team here, and I'm not putting those guys down. I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying those guys are doing everything my channel does with extra zeros on the end. I'm in those Facebook groups. Like, I'm in there. So when someone posts my video, then someone else starts calling me a liar and calling me a shill, and then when someone says, bro, oh, well, he said he got the unit, but he didn't get paid, I don't believe him. It's just like, bro, shut up. What are you talking about? You literally know nothing. You literally know nothing. You're just postulating. It doesn't make any sense. You're not adding in any conversation. Like, no, this Facebook group is worse because you're bringing nothing real to the conversation. But whatever. I mean, whatever. It's what social media is about in a lot of ways. But look. What are the alternatives to not at least saying, give me the gear for free? What am I supposed to say? They go, hey, I got something you might be interested in. And I'm like, cool, here's $1,000. I'm not going to do that. What if it sucks? Right? Now, luckily for me, it doesn't suck. It's pretty cool. But then the other thing is like, okay, yeah, just send it to me and then I'll ship it back to you. It's like, okay, well, I don't even want to be in the email chain where it's like, okay, can you send me a thing? I'm going to drop it off at UPS. How much does it weigh? Can you send a call tag to my house? I'm not trying to go run around to UPS. I'm really not. To be honest with you, what is my business? People want to act like there's all these financial incentives. What are my real financial incentives? Look, here's a screenshot. Here's what I've done on YouTube in the last 28 days. And by the way, I'm having the best 28 days I've ever had on YouTube. This is the absolute highest I've ever seen this number. Revenue on YouTube for ad sales is going to be about $850. That number's been about $300 to $400 for the past like 2-3 years. So I'm really stoked. And if you've noticed, I've changed my content up a bit. I'm doing a lot more content on topical issues. And so I'm getting more views and stuff. I'm really happy the YouTube channel is growing. Thank you for the support. Like and subscribe if you haven't liked by now. But, how many videos am I going to do to get that? Like, one of the criticisms was like, well, of course you're going to be kind. They're going to send you free stuff. And also you're going to get the gear first if you're nice to them, and then you'll get, more views. And it's like, okay, let's talk about what these views are worth. $850, not for that video, but for the month. Now, I make 2 to 3 videos a week. And So let's call it 10, right? I make 8 to 12 videos, 2 to 3 a week. Let's call it 10. So that means each video is getting me about $85 that I make. Now, obviously that number is past views, current views. It's the whole thing together. But if I keep making, and maybe that number will go up. But look, I mean, every video is going to take me at least 4 to 6 hours. I'm not going to get away with a video less than that if it has any sort of, maybe this one where I'm rambling, right? But any video with editing, guitar playing, I mean, that video I did took me like 8 hours to film everything, set everything up, try the unit. I mean, that does not include me learning the unit, trying it out. That does not include the hours I spent. It took me a while to get my Purple Plexi reset up again. I made the mistake of taking it down. Anyway, it doesn't matter. My point is, if I could do each video in 4 hours, 10 videos, 40 hours to make $800, I'd be making $20 an hour. Look, In-N-Out Burger hires you at $21 in California. I live in Nashville. I live in kind of a little more of an expensive metro area. I could go down to the new Dunkin' Donuts or like the Jamba Juice. They hire people at like $17, $18 an hour. This is not a cash grab, okay? I'm a tiny YouTube channel. They are not lining up to send me money. Nobody. In fact, like I said earlier, I've had only 5 people ever send me gear and about 3 offers to send me money. You can't make a living off that. So how do I make my living? I sell stuff. I sell, if you haven't noticed, if you haven't known that I sell Kemper profiles, Helix stuff, Helix tone matched IRs, impulse responses, if you don't know that, I'm really doing a bad job, right? Hopefully you know that from watching this channel. But that's how I make money. And here's the thing about that, is that the reason I love my job so much is I work for you. It's such an honest, direct relationship I have with my customers and my viewers, because if I make great stuff that is of value, you will buy it. If I make value, you get value back, which is why I make stuff for the community. I am so involved in all these Facebook groups because I'm trying to listen for what are people talking about so I can make some videos about it. I'm trying to go, what amp are people interested in? What types of sounds? I listen to the community, and it's this really beautiful direct connection. I don't care what Kemper's doing. I don't know what Kemper's objectives are for the next 6 to 12 months. I don't know what Quad Cortex is doing in the next 6 to 12 months. I'm a partner. I'm going to sell stuff on Quad Cortex. I sell stuff on Tonex, on Helix, on Kemper, like I said. And so if those guys reach out and go, hey, there's no videos about this feature, I'd go, that's interesting. I'll make that video. But they're not going to pay me for that. I mean, they're not going to pay me for that. And look, I've got Doug Castro's number. I've got emails for the Tonex people. I've got Christoph Kemper and Thomas and all that. I've got people at the companies, their numbers and their emails, and we can have back and forth sometime. But I am not incentivized by any of these companies to help them sell more product, really. I'm incentivized so that you buy Tone Junkie stuff. So let's talk about my real financial incentives here. I noticed one of the biggest criticisms I got was like, oh, they're paid. Of course they're going to put it down. You know who pays me way more? You guys. You guys pay me way more. So if a new competitor comes out that looks like the Helix, and this one does, my real financial incentive is not to say, hey, everyone, sell your Helix and go over here and buy this. It's the next best thing. There's no customers on that platform. I don't have any proven sales on that platform. My business is about half Kemper, half Helix and IRs, and now I've got Tonex, and I've released like 2 things for it, and it's just starting. Why would I put down half my business? My financial incentive is actually to say, this thing sucks, Helix is still the best, here's proof, check out my new tone-matched IR. I mean, that's really where my financial incentives are. But look, if I violate any trust that people have with me by saying things that aren't true for a $1,200 unit, which I could maybe flip for $1,000 right now, and I don't want to, by the way, I'm going to keep it. I like it because that's my honest opinion. I like it, and I'll make some stuff available for it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it out. What do I have to lose? Nothing, But if anything, I could tick more people off. I could piss people off by saying, oh, if you don't care about a desktop editor, if that's not important, I think this has features that kind of propel it ahead of the Helix. And that is my opinion. When I compare these two units, I think it's hard not to compare these two units because they look so much alike. But when I compare these two units, it looks like Headrush has really grabbed a lot of the features that you find in the Quad Cortex and tried to bring it into a form factor that's a little more like the Helix, or like the Headrush 1, to be fair. And I think that's awesome. I think that's cool. Do I think it makes it a better unit than the Helix? If you're someone who really likes capture tech, like if you were someone who was like, I'm using my Helix and now I'm putting a Tonex in the loop of my Helix, I mean, yeah, then it's like, well, this captures pretty well and it's $1,200 and the Helix plus the Tonex is $2,000. I mean, this is 40% off of that. Then it's like, yeah, maybe that's something to do. Maybe that's something to really consider. Then I think it kind of has, I think that what Headrush is offering right now is maybe a best in value proposition. It might not be best in class. I don't know who's best in class. You know, Quad Cortex might be best in class. Helix, Kemper could be best in class, you know, at what they do. But I think those units all try to be the best. I don't know that this unit is so much trying to be the best at there's a little bit of give and take, but the features it's offering you, it's definitely best value because it's bringing in features of much more expensive units and pulling it down. Now, is there a desktop? Does it have every single thing? No, there's no desktop editor. A lot of people's workflow depends on that. So to me, if you ask me what are my financial incentives, my real financial incentive is to tell you Kemper and Helix are the best. Quad Cortex sucks because I can't sell anything on it. Did I ever do that? Go look back at my initial Quad Cortex stuff. Go look back at the past 10 videos. You'll find 2 Quad Cortex videos in there. Go look at what the content I made in the past 2 months. You'll find, I think, 4 Quad Cortex videos in there. Look at how I'm giving away stuff free on Quad Cortex. I'm trying to become #1 on Quad Cortex app because I'm only behind Rebay and Neural, the actual company. And then it's me, and I'm going to get to #1. My financial incentive would be to put down everything that I can't sell on. I don't do that. I think Quad Cortex is a best-in-class unit. I do. I think it's definitely in the conversation. It's definitely in the conversation. And I think I have one of the most downloaded of all time. Like my Klon presets are like one of the most downloaded of all time in there. And like I said, I have the 3rd most like followers. Anyway, it doesn't matter. A ton of free great stuff. I make a ton of free stuff on all the platforms. I do that because it's just me and you here, right? And so I offer a disclosure like that because I don't want to muddy the waters. I want you to know that this is my channel. I say the things I'm thinking about. Thus me making this video rambling about being a sellout. It is the most beautiful relationship I have. I did another business before this where manufacturers and all this stuff, and we would like you to do that. Oh, this, blah, blah, Amazon says, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to deal with that stuff. It's just me and you. If you want to watch this channel, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. I try to make content that I think is going to be valuable. If I make something of value, people will buy it. If I don't make something of value, people will not buy it. I have to bring you value to see value come back to me, right, in my business. That's the great hack, generosity, the forgotten business principle. Why do I make so much free stuff available? Is it because I want your email? Yeah, I do want your email. Hear me out. I want your email, and I want you to see my videos and see my ads so that people who like what I do, I can have contact with them, and I can bring them value so that they can return value to me. It's a great relationship. I have no interest, and it would be stupid of me to try to convince or coerce people who don't like what I do that what I do is great. I'm not the government. You know, you have a choice to go buy from Michael Britt or Worship Tutorials or not buy anything at all. I'm not the government where you have to pay me. I'm not the power company where outside of Texas, you probably get no choice of where you buy your power from. I'm not the cable company. I'm not Comcast or whatever, where I have the lines, no one else can bring a service to your house. I don't have any of those competitive advantages that lock you into my business. I have to make something that you like. A great example of that is the community asks so much. I got so many emails for so long. Artist packs, artist packs, artist packs. We released maybe the best Eddie Van Halen stuff I've ever heard on the Kemper and on the Helix. People loved it. It was one of the best releases we ever had. Right out of the gate, the first day or two, they were flying out shows. I went, wow, this is amazing. That was a collaborative effort between me and a friend who loves, who's a professional guitar player, plays for big names. And he's a huge Eddie fan. And I went, hey, dude, you could do this way better than me. People want this. I think they'll buy it. Can we work together on it? He did an outstanding job. Matt did an outstanding job. Go back and look for the videos. They're great. That's all this is. Not people running around like I'm supposed to sit here and I'm going to lie to you and do a great video on the Head Rush so that when they release Head Rush 3 in 4 or 5 years, they'll send me one? What a stupid idea that is. What an idiot I would be to do that. What an idiot I would be to start going to people to jump out there and say, hey, the Kemper is the greatest unit ever. The Quad Cortex has no advantages over it. The Helix has no advantages over it. The Tonex has no advantages over it. I would be an absolute moron and you'd know I was lying. But what have I said? Hey, Tonex is not an all-in-one. If you want all-in-one, I'm very happy using my Kemper. I think it captures accurately enough. Are there some little changes maybe in the presence and the bass? Yes. Do I hear that on this new Head Rush unit? Yes. Do I think all of those captures still kind of always have a great feel that I like? And do they always sound better than the Helix? It's certainly, you can get a lot more range of tones. Tone matching makes the Helix to me sound the best I can get it to sound, but it doesn't really always change it doesn't change the feel at all. I shouldn't say always change the feel. It doesn't change the feel at all. But does the Helix have the best editor of anybody on the desktop? Does it have a plethora of effects? Does their new chorus, the Ampeg chorus, I believe it's called, that no one's talking about, is that the best chorus in the unit? Yes! Yes! Can you trick anybody with any of these units? Yeah. Yeah, dude, you don't need, all of these units can sound incredible on a record or whatever. No one's going to be like, I can tell it's not a tube amp. No, you can't. That's a lie. I have no the way I see it, this is just the way I see it and I see my business and what it is. I have no reason to lie to you guys. I have no reason. I do have a reason to make an O face on a YouTube tile and go, but the content in that video after is like, if I destroy my reputation, what am I going to have? The hope that Head Rush will send me another unit in 4 years? You guys, I swear, these internet detectives are on to something. Everyone's trying to scam them. The government's probably trying to scam you. Probably. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, probably that's the only person trying to scam you. Them and like big pharma, big tech, big everything's probably trying to scam you. Not me, right? YouTube's probably trying to scam you more than I am. These are the people that have your data. I'm literally going, would you like would you mind sharing your email address with me in exchange for a Kemper profile pack, in exchange for a Head Rush pack, or a whatever Helix tone match of this AC30. You can download it and then immediately go into your email, go down, unsubscribe. You have the pack. You got everything. I got nothing. Where's what? How am I mean, where is the usury? Where is the taking advantage? It's nowhere. And the idea that people have that somehow a YouTube channel with 30,000 people just gets all this money thrown at them that you could buy them. All the gear that I've ever received for free in 6 years of doing this is way less than 1 month of expense. Maybe it's 1 month expenses of my expenses. I mean, if I bought nothing, if it was really just lights, water, and like my house payment, you know what I mean? It'd be like maybe. It'd be close. No, it's under. It's lower. So I'm just saying, guys. You know, for the people trying to call me a shill and stuff, and people, just quit being so negative. I am a dude in his basement studio wearing floral who absolutely is just so in love with the gear around him. I mean, I don't know. Don't take me seriously. You know, who's taking me seriously? Nobody. Anyway, I'm an HW. Have a good one.